some burly female char is gonna come up and slap you in the
Oh
face.
no.
Claws and everything.
That's gonna be awkward.
Yeah, he's gonna get scratches, and we're gonna be like, "Where'd you get those?" He's like, "I pissed off a char."
Racial tensions, jeez. The Norn don't even have any.
Clay,
What
Clay,
up?
what colors are you?
I am pastel rose, I don't even know how to say this color. Paris phone and summer thistle and indigo.
Well, that's not what I got. So okay, never mind.
Alright, so yeah, I guess we'll start. Hey, I'm Rusiful. I'm here with 2 other guildies and friends to help you guys sort of understand World vs. World so we can all join together and have a lot more fun and it'll be a little easier to understand. Again, I'm Rusiful. I'm the awesome warrior on the right, or guardian on the right.
I'm Precision, the big ass Norn in the middle.
I'm Zinfel, the very bad dancer on the left.
Yeah, your guy needs like dance lessons. What is he doing?
I look very angry when I dance. It's because I can't dance. I mean, Clay's in the middle. I don't know what you're doing.
I'm breaking out some moves.
So basically, World vs. World consists of 3 Borderland battlegrounds and then 1 Eternal battleground. The Eternal battleground is a completely even like map that's got 1 giant keep in the middle that has 2 layers of walls to fight through. Each Borderland is exactly identical to each other, so we'll just come over here to where we are. Now there's the starting places. There's 1 Borderland waypoint there, there's another one over there, and then there's another one right up here in the Citadel. You cannot take the Citadel, it's got impenetrable walls and stuff like that. But now, like, you can go to these border waypoints here, which is ours. That one there is an enemy's. And you can go to any of them if you want to switch between the 2. So this is ours up here in the Axe Bend Borderland. We have the Citadel, since our server is the Axe Bend. And then over here, we would be down in this one here. So this map is basically divided up into supply camps, which give you supplies, towers, which are strategic points to defend and attack from, but they're a little tougher to defend. You're going to have keeps, which are 2 layers of walls to defend a bigger place where you can get waypoints and such. And they're pretty strategically placed, like this one's on a giant cliff mountain, and this one's got a giant moat around it. And then you have your garrison, which is a larger fort-like area. It's the same as the keeps pretty much, with 2 layers of walls, but it's a lot harder to take as it is their server. And then you have the citadels, like I said, but they're impenetrable. That's their starting point. Now in the middle here, you're going to have your lake. It's basically these little symbols here are the Queggan camps, and if you take the Queggan camp, based on where it is, your places are going to have little mercenary Queggans out in front defending it. So it's pretty helpful overall because it's some extra troops. Now,
The biggest thing about World vs. World though is supply. Supply camps are found, I don't know, you want to show them on the map where supply camps are?
yeah,
And then, so you go over there, you press F is the default key, pick up some supply, and you can build siege weapons with those, which you can get the schematics from the merchant right next to where we are, such as a flame ram to knock down gates, or a trebuchet to assault castle walls from distances.
yeah, and the siege weapons, as our guild starts to expand and we get higher levels, as you can see, they are pretty expensive, but they're extremely helpful. The rams, pretty self-explanatory. It'll be right up next to the gate. It'll ram the gate, and it does really good damage against it. You have arrow carts, which are...
Watch out for the boiling oil.
Yeah, do not place it down if there's a boiling oil above it, because it will wipe it out unless you're throwing up the shield on it, which it'll still wipe it out. The arrow carts, it's basically just a barrage of arrows that you fire out that's an AoE effect. Those are best on places that are like walls, stuff like that, where you can fire down onto the enemy. You can have them outside the castle, but it's just not as effective because it's harder to see where enemies are. You have your ballista, which is basically a single target device where wherever you're targeting, it'll shoot a shot at it and does AoE in that area. That's really, really good versus troops. But it also does damage to siege equipment and like walls and gates and stuff. You have your catapult blueprints, which is, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's a catapult. It's a medium range, so it can shoot far, but not extremely far. It's really good versus walls and just okay versus gates. Now your trebuchet blueprints, that's your main thing for taking down walls and even gates too, because you can have it placed way, way, way far back and be able to hit stuff if you have someone spotting it if you can't see it. So that's a really, really powerful weapon if you use it right. And then you have your siege golem blueprints, which is a mobile siege weapon. Really strong versus gates, very, very strong versus gates, and you can move them around and stuff. They are expensive, but they are actually really worth it, as I found out earlier. So you can buy them with money, or you can buy them with PvP badges that you can get as you PvP.
Rusafel, look behind you.
So I've got a flame ram blueprint on me if you want to buy something else.
You need to look at me now. I'm coming for you.
Oh my gosh, looks like
And
World of
Evil
Warcraft.
Hamster is a massive robot.
That's funny.
I'm Mr. Roboto, man. I've just found this in a corner somewhere. I was like, I want to pick this up.
I'm trying to
It shows you having like no health, so you're probably gonna get one-shotted.
Hey,
Alright.
don't ruin my dreams, okay? See, I can go a little bit faster now.
So let's head out. Oh, so quick things that are out here so that you'll be able to see. These little symbols here are battle symbols. Where that's located is where there's going to be like 3 or more people fighting each other pretty much. So they're it gives you a point of where to actually go and attack and defend from.
I can't get out of the siege engine, guys.
Oh
I
my
don't know
gosh.
how.
Oh wait, you actually
There's
bought
no
a
way-
siege engine?
No, I told you, I found this in a corner and I don't know how to get out of it. There's no exit.
Oh.
Try hopping over the wall.
So
What?
basically
Oh,
what
you made it out.
what Greg is in is actually a really helpful thing. Is it almost dead though?
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
it
a very
says, like-
slow, burly robot.
And
Walk
you're
with me,
almost
gents.
dead.
I can... Okay, well that kind of not really helps.
Yeah, that didn't help at all.
Oh wait, I found it.
There.
we're good.
Yeah, just leave it there.
Yeah.
Alright. Just like moving so slow out. Okay, so yeah, those are the battle areas. You go there and you can battle. It's typically where you can see where stuff's going on without having to ask. Alright, so let's see where we should head. To the north there's a battle, and just over here is a battle. And it looks like we need some help here. So let's start here and see how it goes. And depending on how it goes, we'll
Nothing can bring me
switch
down.
around.
There's that supply camp in the south.
Yeah, there's that supply camp to the south, but they've got a lot of people between us and there. So a really cool thing
here we
about
go.
World vs. World is their names aren't their actual names. It just shows their server name and whether they're defender or attacker. Like this is their server,
it,
so it's
Cliff.
gonna say defender.
It shows their guild name though.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, as you can see, I'm not really doing much at the moment just because I am a guardian, and to actually do real attacking, like serious attacking, I'd have to move in pretty close, and they're really concentrated right now.
Help.
Yeah, one of them has scorpion wire, the grapple thing, so watch out. Okay, Okay, I have 5k HP, running away.
I think we need to
Run
get back in
away.
the castle. Get back in the castle. Or the tower.
I gotta kill a rabbit, guys. Okay, I got it.
Alright, so these little colored portal things here is how you get inside and outside the places. And you can go in and out as many times as you want. There's no like lag time for it. This here is the supply depot.
This is where supply would normally show up.
Yeah, yeah. And as you can see, there is 0 out of 375 supplies, so we can't really do much in terms of like repairing the gate or walls.
And
or
you need a
anything.
bunch of supply to build like one thing. Like a flame ram probably takes what, 6-7 people at least, carrying 10 supply.
Well, I know that the Trebuchet takes 10 supply trips, so it takes 100 supplies total. The catapult takes 50 supplies total, so it'd be 5 people. Alright, now
Some
there's...
people have ballistas up here.
Yeah, we do have some stuff. That ballista is not going to help, though, because where it's positioned. That's a catapult, actually. So that's actually a really good spot. So basically, stuff like burning oil, cannons, and mortars are defenses that are built on the walls by the workers when you upgrade it. So they will actually... upgrade should be right down here. So you will actually, if you have it all the way upgraded, the workers that you have will go and build those on there. And mortars can shoot farther than trebuchets. Cannons are amazing AoE damage, so it's great defense. Boiling oil can just like dominate anyone hitting the gate if you have it up.
Hey Clay, come with me. I want to see if I can get this to work.
Yeah, another thing is everyone's boosted to level 80 when they're joining World vs. World, but I'm not sure how much gear and armor really affect it yet. I think level 80 might have like a slight advantage because they have better...
Well, and there's one thing that you have an advantage of being a higher level here, is you're going to have these extra 7 through 0 skill slots, where as a level like 10 coming in here, you won't have those, so that will sort of hinder you. But when I was level 10, I was still in here killing people that were like levels 50s and 60s, so it is doable. It's just going to make it a little tougher.
Well, you can't really tell what level the other players are unless they're level 80 and they don't have the up arrow next to it.
Yeah, because everyone is scaled up. If you look to the bottom left over here, I'm 49 and I'm scaled up to 80, and if you click on someone you can see this little arrow there, it scales up to 80 as well. And that reminds me, since I see this,
There and be friends with them.
We're not too far behind. We're 20,500. They're 23,600.
oh, we just
Ouch,
passed
ouch,
up
I'm getting
them.
hurt by something.
I'm about to die. I'm about to die.
No!
So basically,
Run!
oh, they're actually pushing in.
Oh my gosh, I'm
Go!
not...
Oh, dude, you're right there. Oh, yeah, there's you're dead. I feel so like defenseless. That's it, I'm coming down to help you. I'm gonna brave it.
My scorpion's
What?
reviving me.
Get inside, fool.
I'm through.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that was
Wait, you
close.
reckless, or Precision, you reckless man, you.
Yeah, so another important thing in this World vs. World that extremely helps your team out are these things called orbs. And there's one orb per borderland. Now, the orbs originally spawn up at the very top of each borderland, but they can be moved by the team that controls the orb to any location. As you can see, Blue's Altar of Power is actually over in their keep at Ascalon Hills over here. So it can be moved around, and that makes it a little tougher. But that buff, which is tough because we don't have one on us because they just took ours, basically it gives you a great boost to experience, health, a bunch of stuff. So it's just a great thing to have.
Yeah, I highly recommend Ranger for situations like this because you can get a skill that unlocks your range to 1,500 units away instead of the standard 1,200, and you can just plink from farther than anyone else.
Yeah. So he'd be able to shoot people like me that just stand there wanting to do something.
Like that guy out there, I can hit him from here.
Jeez, that's
Now-
so
now
not
he's out of
fair.
range.
Get this guy.
Oh, hey, Zinfel, get out of there.
We're good. Yeah, I gotta remember, I'm a rogue. I do things like that.
I rely on my
Shall I
tankiness to do
summon the
that.
warband?
You should go out there and summon the warband.
Yes. How about no? Because I'll die very fast.
We actually have
Wow,
it
this
pretty
catapult-
scattered out there.
Whoa,
my
someone just
God.
knocked me off the cliff. So I killed someone, I think, and when I did, a bag of loot spawned at my feet, and so I don't have to go out and get my loot.
Yep.
Yeah, that is one great thing, especially if you have like a siege weapon or something on the wall. The bag of loot will spawn right next to you, and all you have to do is just
I
hit
just
them
rocked
once.
this guy. What's load gravel do? I'll load some gravel.
I think that does bleed damage, but I'm not sure.
Hey, you know, whatever kills things faster, I really don't mind.
Oh, jeez, there's a lot of them down there. They just tried to pull me off the edge.
Well, apparently I can't fire because this burning oil is here. Okay. I'll go left.
There's a
Is
lot
that
of them
burning
down there.
oil? Is that friendly fire?
No, it is not friendly
I
fire.
don't think so.
So this is the part of the siege where you're on the defensive trying to hold out.
And if you have supply, you can repair reinforced gates and stuff too.
I just got a direct hit on this
Yes.
guy. Dave, watch that guy out there. Boom! Sorry.
What are you controlling? The
excited.
Tribune?
Yeah,
No,
no,
he's-
yeah, I
he's got a
control the
catapult.
Look at him out there. Look at that guy. That guy.
Oh, you missed.
Boom! Wait, you're saying I missed?
Yeah, I don't see a hit on my screen.
No, I got him so...
Oh my
you
gosh!
see him get
If
knocked
you
down,
could
that
hit
means-
those guys right there. Look at them all bunched
I'm
up.
trying to get over there. Trying to get over there. There's a fellow. Oh, let's get fire. Oh, well, that's all. Wait. Oh, no. That guy right up there.
Right.
That guy. Boom.
Oh my gosh, I just keep getting pushed off for some reason.
Oh, there's a lot of them out there.
It's funny because they think they're going to get this keep, and they're really not.
Well, this
Well-
is like right by our starting place, so yeah, there's no
Oh, well,
way.
something just blew up.
Plus, we have a
Died.
reinforced gate, which basically makes it a lot stronger. And we still have some people with supplies that are repairing it every once in a while. So, yeah, I forgot to mention that. So, the way that supplies actually reach these places are with these little pack mule things, these little yaks, and the little yaks will slowly make their way to them and bring 50 supplies, if I'm not mistaken, 50 or 60.
60, I think.
Yeah, you just have to defend them, but they move slow.
Okay, I figured out what
I
was
don't know who-
happening. Somehow they're fearing us, and then it's making me run off the edge.
See, as you see, like this would be the only thing that I could actually hit them with, but it's not worth getting it out because I won't do enough damage with it. Ooh. There's so many of them. So as you can see, this is an AoE. It'll drop oil down to where I set it. And that one's another thing. Just drops oil down to where you set it.
I don't know, this bubble hurts a lot. I don't know what's going on with it. Ouch.
Is that a good bubble or a bad bubble?
That's a bad bubble.
I think that was a bad bubble.
That almost killed me in one go. I don't know what it was. Man, Precision, I wish I had your range.
So right now blue's pretty
this guy's
much
gonna get hit.
pushing us back on this map. We lost our supply camp, so that's actually a really bad thing to happen.
Rusapel, you're doing such a great job up here. I'm gonna attack this bear. This bear's gonna die.
In fact, us three should form an A-team group and go retake the supplies. Or at least attempt to.
That's...
Yeah, this place looks pretty safe.
And we're gonna
they're
need
not
those
gonna really go
supplies.
for it. Do you want to go... come from the south, like back at our place?
We should be able to head out back this way. Did I
Oh,
just
we
jump down?
should take out that ballista. It's almost dead, but it needs to... Oh, never mind, it's gone. And
yeah,
it's gone.
It's completely safe to just run straight over here to the supply camp.
They're building another ballista up there. And it's gone.
They're just wasting
Oh,
money.
that was not a good idea.
Alright
Play on the
guys, let's
Scorpion
work our
Wire,
way
that
over
guy.
here. Whee. I love drawing on the map.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
we're
so
pushing it back right now, dude.
to draw on the map, if you're not sure, basically you hold down shift and just left click and you can draw on the map. You can also ping by just clicking. So they brought back what they had in Guild Wars 1, but in Guild Wars 1 it was a little easier because you didn't have to hold down shift. Alright, let's
Can
do
everyone
this.
see this, or just who's in our party?
Just who's in our party.
No, not everyone in the whole map.
That'd be funny. If you filled this spam.
Alright, let's take out this veteran guard here. Oh, so yes, people were asking about combo fields, so I will show off one here. So basically a combo field
Wait,
is...
I want to...
Oh, I'm about to die.
David, I want to help.
So basically a combo field is
Never mind.
an object, like a field that you actually set down. So here, it's going to say combo
Oh, wait.
field light.
Help!
So when I set that
You guys
down...
didn't tell me you were headed out.
I'm down. I'm
still
down.
back.
Oh man,
I'm dead. I'm dead.
what's attacking you? Oh, there's defenders here.
Defenders?
Great. Oh
Players.
man. Running away.
I'm kind of glad I didn't go with you guys now. I see you. Run, Rusafel, run!
Ooh,
I'm
iron
here
ore.
with you. I know we gotta get it.
To get
I
like two
respawn.
griffins and everything trying to kill us.
Okay, they need to die. Oh, defender, right there, right there, right there, right there. Defenders.
Oops. Stop running away and die.
Yeah, they're at our main base, but we're invulnerable here. Well, I'm kind of stuck. They are
Ah,
wall
I'm
in front
down.
of our base.
No.
Jerks. Stay away from me. Ah, I died. So, to return to waypoint, you basically have to click that, and you'll send yourself back to waypoints all over the place that you control, if it's not contested.